is that they always absolutely smash the prices up. Like,
Yes, I do. Sorry, I didn't know that
why
you were
was
about to
that so like?
record.
She was okay. Just before he starts, she was eating a whole bowl of cereal. No, that's not a whole bowl, and she was trying to hype Crunchy Nut.
It's
Like,
good. It's good.
no,
I have to
no.
agree.
If you banged out chocolate Nesquik or Craves, I'd be like, you know what, I'm gel. But yeah, that is like borderline disappointing, Laura, a little bit. I can't lie. But
Well, I would say that I feel bad about that, but actually, I feel strongly about honey nut clusters, and I think you're wrong.
is it a universal one or is it just like a rebranded version of in Australia?
Oh no, I've never seen it before. I got it today as well. This is a new craze. This is not a every day I'm eating this at the Edinburgh Fringe. This is a today I found it and it was on sale, and
Okay,
I'm a fan.
fair. I'll do my little introduction. But hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Sit Down for Stand Up. I have with me Laura Johnston. Did I get that right? Because
Yeah,
I typed it so quickly. I think I wrote like Johnstown or something really first. Um, Laura is at the Edinburgh Fringe at the moment, gang gang, but she is from Australia, and I've already forgot the city, and I was so proud of it because it's the capital of Australia that none of us remember.
yeah. All right, I'll help
I
you
want to
out.
say
It's Canberra.
Cumbria, but I know it's not already.
No, no, it's
Begins with a
Canberra
C or a Q.
with C with a C.
It sounds like a Q.
Yeah, if you don't listen to it, yeah.
If you have a mental condition, anything can sound like it's got a Q in it. So, Laura, cheers for coming on the pod. I will chuck out straight away. How's Fringe going?
It's such a roller coaster. It's so good. It's so good. It's a definite roller coaster.
Going?
Okay,
What
so
have you seen so far? What have you done? And then we'll get onto the personal bits, how the shows have gone and stuff. But what's the most fucked up thing you've seen in Fringe so far?
oh, um, oh, it's a bit of a downer. Do you want happy stories? Like what? What's the
I
vibe?
am a sad clown.
Okay, all right.
When someone's life's going shit, I do feel better over my own life.
Yeah, okay. Um, well, the worst thing that I've seen so far actually happened last night.
Perfect.
It
Fresh
wasn't,
in the head.
yeah, it wasn't a show. It was right before I was about to MC a gig. Now, bit about me, I don't have much MC experience. And so I was slated to co-MC a show in the Edinburgh Fringe, and I was super excited and nervous. And last night was my first time MCing in the Edinburgh Fringe. And 10 minutes before the show starts, my co-MC is walking with purpose and goes, Laura, I need you to come help me. And she is helping this lady who is quite distressed. Um, and we end up taking that lady into another venue. And then my co-MC disappears with her. And I'm standing at the entrance. And there's this guy who's trying to get in after her. Anyway, it got quite aggressive. And I ended up like muscling in and going, hey, she's in the bathroom. You're not coming here. You're going out there. And then after that all happened, MC'd the gig and had
Solo.
to do comedy. My co-MC came and did some things on stage, but both of us were pretty rattled by the experience. And so I ended up doing like 80 to 90% of the MCing, um, which was crazy. It went well. It would have gone better if I'd had more experience as an MC and also
Mm.
if I hadn't have been as rattled. But it went well.
Okay, was this your first time MCing?
It would be within my first like 10 times MCing.
This one
Yeah.
in the UK.
Second time in the UK MCing. I MC'd a musical comedy show last year in the Edinburgh Fringe. And oh God, I was asked to by one of the acts keep talking while he was taking all of his stuff off the stage.
Oh,
And
shit,
I
there's
get,
all that air time in there with musical comedy.
yeah, yeah, because you've got to take all the instruments on and off.
Mm.
He in particular had quite a few. And I get awful stage fright, which is a crazy thing to have as a stand-up comedian. And so I'm on stage trying to MC, and I have a bit of a freak out, and he's trying to get off the stage fast, and I bring on the next act. I'm like, I'm ready, I'm getting off the stage, I'm gonna go, and I bring on the next act. And so he's still trying to get off the stage. The next act, it was a smortal. It was bad.
And so how would you I know that you they said you didn't do much MCing. So what is sort of like how do you go about it? Do you just like cut up your like sets into like 1 minute segments? Do you do crowd work?
Yeah, so far I've been doing the first option of
Mm.
cutting up my sets. I do a little bit of crowd work every year that I've done comedy so far, which is 3, almost 4 years. I've decided to focus on something new. And next year is my crowd work MC, like
Right.
how to be more flexible on stage year. So that's when I'm going to work out how to do all that. Whereas so far it's been more how do comedy.
Okay, how are you going to sort of learn crowd work then?
Well, I've okay. I have a theory
Hmm.
that improvisers are the best at crowd work.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I don't know if you agree with that theory. I've decided that it's true after
Yeah.
seeing some improv comics do some incredible crowd work and seeing some regular stand-up comics do some less incredible crowd work.
Okay. I tell you the way I learned my crowd work, and it's like I'm not look, I'm nowhere near good at crowd work. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Is I try and treat everybody I talk to like crowd work.
Hey,
Just
as
like the
if you're walking
cashier.
out on the
Like the
street.
cashier, if you get on the train or something, if you're gonna get on the train, go into a gig or anything, don't take music
Mm.
and force yourself to talk to someone.
And see if you can make them laugh.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I will agree to try it for a week. I don't
Your
know what
baby.
you saw across your screen. That was fun.
It's a little mosquito outside of the couch there. So
That's wild. Here's the deal that I make. I'm gonna try that for a week. All right. Next year, when I'm doing my crowd work year, for a week, I'm not gonna take my headphones anywhere, and I'm gonna treat every interaction as a crowd work interaction, and I'll report back to you, Daniel.
please do. So how is the comedy scene in this country different to Australia?
Ooh. Um, big question. Big question. Here are the things that I'm gonna say.
How far south have you come so far?
In the country.
So we'll do this bit first, and then I'll shut up. I'm getting excited. I'm getting above
Okay.
my. I'm going to lean back, have a cigarette, and I'm not allowed to talk for 2 minutes. Go.
Okay. And I'm answering the question of how is the comedy scene different? All right. Here's one big difference. I did a compilation show when in the Adelaide Fringe Festival earlier this year, which is where we got a whole bunch of comedians in a lineup and they did 5 to 10 minutes each. During this compilation show, I had some UK comics come on, and one of them I sent a message going, "Hey, how do you want me to introduce you on stage?" Because usually in Australia we go this. Next we've got such and such as seen on blah, and is taller than their mum, and like talk up the comedian. Not usually the taller than their mum. I
Work. Yeah, cool. We'll put a
really
pin in that
hit
one.
today. Yeah. But this comedian went, "Oh, just say my name. Just go, it's Adele Cliff." And I think, oh, I just said her name. She's a wonderful comedian, by the way. She was unused to having that big intro, whereas in Australia it's quite typical. And I think that's a big change. That's a difference, is that where we have more intros in Australia than they do in the UK, it seems.
That's interesting because I think in the UK we adapt the Seinfeld strategy. What I mean by that is like Jerry Seinfeld, obviously American, fucking amazing. He hates it when people hype him up pre-show because then you're creating an expectation with the
Yeah.
audience.
Yeah.
So I go, say if I said I was introducing you, you look, your next comedian, Laura Johnston, guys, forget every other comedian. She is the funniest thing you're ever going to see. If you
Yeah.
do not laugh in the first 30 seconds, then
You're
it's
done.
on you.
Yeah.
So let's all now watch Laura come on stage and make us laugh.
Mm.
That would be like, okay, well, fucking challenge accepted. So yeah,
Yeah.
that might be why I don't think it sort of bangs him. I don't like fucking look,
I don't
fucking
know what's
close.
happening with your light. I feel like in Australia is like the middle ground. So the UK is very hard in the don't talk someone up. Australia is in like the middle ground of don't talk them up too much. Like you want to make them seem like an underdog, but an underdog that can achieve. And then America, by the sounds of it, haven't done comedy over there, but just from reading books, it seems to be very much talk up the person, like talk about all of their TV credits and tell us why they're incredible, because otherwise, why would we bother to listen to them? I
I
don't
do.
know what
I
I've
do
just
think one issue with this country is that there's so many fucking competitions that everyone's like, I was a semi-finalist for this and a finalist for this and this and this and this, and it's like, let me just watch a video, mate. Like, let me just see you
yeah.
watch a clip, watch a reel, and see if you're funny.
Yeah. Whereas
To
in
be honest.
Australia, there's only really three competitions across all of Australia. There's a Sydney Stand Up Comedy Championship. There is the big one, which is the Raw Comedy Championship,
Mm,
and that's only for new acts. And then you've got the Apollo Bay
mm.
Comedy Championship, which was started this year in a tiny little town 2 hours out of Melbourne. Um,
I know you've got quite some gong shows over there.
oh yeah, I gong shows are in a different category to me to like stand-up comedy championships, because while they are competitions, it's a separate kind of competition.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe I should
I
put
know there's the one in Perth, isn't there? My mate Gordon Southern's doing it.
yeah,
He not doing it, he's hosting it.
yeah, yeah.
A lot of seems like a lot of us English comedians sort of leapfrog between here and Australia. Because I think we've got a lot instead. One thing I did find out about a thing about Australian comedians, same with American actually, is they talk about drugs a lot more.
Yes.
So I got so high today, or I'm a digger. Is that what
Yeah.
it is? I'm a
I'm not
digger, bro.
I'm not in
Like,
that scene yet, so I don't know.
right, okay.
Also saying not in that scene yet. What the heck? What am I saying?
Also, your Schweppes lemonade choice is appalling as well. Right.
Hey.
Oh, I'll tell you one, as you know, I'm now going to proper shit on Australians. What the fuck is Milo about? Milo, the chocolate milkshake thing?
Yeah, I know what it is. I love it.
Yeah, what's the hype? Nesquik all the way.
No, have you had a proper Milo?
How I lived in Malaysia for 2 years. So,
I
like, it
I
was
just
like,
think unless my little brother has made you Milo, you don't understand how good it is. That kid is so good at making a Milo hot chocolate. It's so good. Not even hot chocolate.
I've had it
Milo
hot.
cold chocolate.
Never had it hot. Like, it's always been cold.
You should have it cold. I don't know why I said hot.
It was the Schweppes going straight to your head on a Saturday night in the fridge, isn't it? Fucking high life. Okay, so talk about gong shows. Have you any gong shows in this country?
Yes, I did a gong show in Manchester. It was
On
my
bucket?
first. Yeah, I did, but I will admit I didn't know it was a gong show when I signed up for it, nor did I know when I arrived for it.
Oh, did it
To
go
the
bad?
No, no, no.
Oh,
It just, to the extent that I texted the person who had said yes, you can come on this gong show, asking how long she wanted me to do on stage. That's how much. To people that don't know, in a gong show, the audience tells you how long you get to do on a stage. Like you don't get to decide. The audience boots you off if they don't like you.
so
Um,
I'm UK people are quite versatile with gong shows. But so basically, you get sometimes a grace period, sometimes you don't. After that period, they choose certain amount of audience members. It's usually 3 or 4. If they don't like you, they put something up like a card or whatever. You get enough of them, you get fucked off the stage.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So how did it go then?
I ended up winning, which was
Oh,
crazy.
go on, girl.
I know, beat the frog. You can
Yeah,
watch it on YouTube, BTF Laura Johnston.
I,
Um,
I will be tagging you in everything in it. I will be watching this as well.
Sick.
So yeah, you got another subscriber already. Don't worry. All right.
Hey.
Big fan.
I don't
Okay,
even know what's on my YouTube channel. Maybe don't scroll too far down.
obviously, I'm now going to beat you to it, and I'm going to do it the second this is over. I might even ask you some long-winded questions and now do it on the pod. To be honest,
I don't even know. It's probably not anything interesting.
you're
I don't know
saying
what.
that whilst like looking around the room in a panic mode. Okay, what could be the worst thing that could be on there?
Uh, I okay. I conducted a choir. Okay, I don't read sheet music. I don't know how to read it. And I decided that I was the perfect person to write for and then conduct a choir at university. And that there is a recording of that, I think, on YouTube. I just can't remember if I put it as unlisted or if I put it as you can watch it.
We're a musical comedian.
Yeah, yeah, I'm a
I haven't
musical
even done the
comedian.
normal fucking questions. I start this off to actually engage a little bit. Let me restart this. Laura, Hello, welcome to
Hello.
fucking Sit Down for Stand Up. How did we get into comedy and why did we get into comedy?
All right.
And then what type of comedy do you do?
Crazy.
Uh,
So I'm a musical comedian slash stand-up comedian slash sketch comedian. How did I get into stand-up comedy? Well, my solo hour that I took to Edinburgh last year and this year explains the story. But basically, in a nutshell, when I was 14, I went to the doctors because I had this lump that would grow on my neck every
That's
time that I
it.
ate. Yeah. And then it would disappear after 5 minutes. And I misheard my doctor during that appointment, and I thought he told me that I was going to die when I turned 23. And so for 9 years, that I believed that when I wouldn't make it to my 24th birthday. And so I made a whole bunch of choices because of that. Like I I started my own radio show where I would prank politicians in Australia, and I I studied glass blowing and jazz and optimism at university. And
Always a well-needed course, isn't it?
it is, isn't it? Yeah. I snuck my way into the Australian National University Law Review, which is a comedy sketch show for law students.
Awesome.
Um, and I was not a law student, and I was on it for 5 years and directed it for its 50th anniversary. I was the president of the ANU Chess Club. I still suck at chess. Um, yeah. So that all happened, and I was trying to work out what it is that I wanted to do with the time that I had. And then there was a night where it was like 2 weeks before I was about to direct the 50th anniversary of the sketch comedy show. And I was standing on the roof of a car park and it was raining. And I just had this moment where I was like, fuck, I love other people laughing at something that I've created. Like that feeling of of working really hard to word something right, or to come up with a silly idea and then to present that on stage. That feeling of people laughing at that. Ooh, it's so addictive. Like that's what I want. I want that feeling, and I want to somehow be able to afford to make that my life, and every morning be able to wake up and that's what I get to do. Um, so I had that moment, and so I quit my job the next day. Now, mind you, I'd never actually tried stand-up comedy by the time that I had that moment and quit my job for stand-up comedy. I'd done sketch comedy. I'd like pretended to be a French mime on stage, but I'd never actually done
Good.
just me and a mic being myself saying, "Hey, this is what I think is funny. Do you agree?" Like I'd never. So 2 weeks later, I did my first ever stand-up gig, and like I said before, I really struggle with stage fright. And so I did like 2.5 minutes of what was meant to be a 5 minute set, and then I froze on stage and ran off stage and cried. And that was my intro to comedy. And the fact that even after running off stage and crying, all I wanted was another chance to do it again and to get better at it. I think is that was proof to me that, oh no, I am a stand-up comedian, and I this is really what
You
I
want?
want. Yeah.
Okay, I mean that's perfect. How long ago was this then? Well, like 3.5 years ago.
Three and
So
a
when
half.
did you realise that you're not gonna die?
Yeah, so I was told. So here's the story.
Is the
In
stitch.
Yeah, here's the sitch. In year 12, da 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 da. In year 12, I that was a Kim Possible reference. All right.
You're
Anyway, in
quite nerdy, aren't you?
yeah, a little bit. In year 12, I was a couple of weeks off my final exams, and that lump had decided to stay and was really hurting. And so it looked like I was going to have to get throat surgery, and that would have potentially forever changed my singing voice. And so I went to one final last ditch attempt doctor, told her the whole story, including the hey, when I was 14, this doctor told me that I was going to die when I turned 23, and I don't know if he meant my 23rd year or my 23rd birthday. And my mum, who was at both appointments, just kind of blinked at me and then revealed that no, the doctor had just been warning me to keep an eye on some symptoms, uh, and that the doctor then diagnosed me with, hey, no, you're not going to die. You're just severely dehydrated, and you've got a stone in your right submandibular gland, and that's what's been causing the growing. And yeah, so I found out technically when I was 18 that I wasn't going to die when I turned 23, but emotionally, emotionally, it stuck with me until the night that I ticked over to
Okay.
24. Like that night, I cried, I breathed out, I stayed up till midnight, I breathed out. I was like, oh my God, I made it. And then you just kind of have to reassess your life because you go, oh, I'm not going to die. Um, I haven't been making any choices as though I have a future.
Also, I was gonna say quite the opposite on that. Wouldn't that also meant you sort of tried to live life a little bit more to the fullest
100%.
because you thought you was gonna like croak?
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm actually so grateful that I misheard the doctor when I was 14 because
Mm,
it means that I've chased things hard and
mm.
I've gotten to run after my dreams,
Yeah,
and I wouldn't be the person that I am today without it. But also, if we're allowed, are we allowed to get heavy on this podcast?
as in,
As in like a sad topic?
oh yeah, Laura, it's your story.
My story? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm telling my full story, the full story is I turned 24, and then 2 weeks later, I was at the funeral of my best friend and boyfriend from high school who had passed away in a freak accident. And within a 2 year period, two of my friends passed away in different freak accidents, and another one passed away from illness. And so I think when you're faced with the reality of life, which is that it's not guaranteed, um, the fact that I was lucky enough to know the thing that drove me and to know what the fire was and that there was no greener grass and that comedy was it, you have to chase it then. Like if you're lucky enough to know, you gotta go 100% and just run at it while you're lucky enough to have the time to do it. Um, yeah, so that's my behind the scenes. That's my why comedy.
And I mean, you're, I was like, how do I phrase this? A very, very morbid life, but you've got a very positive personality. So it sort of hasn't crushed you. Like you're sort of like your aura is sunshine and
Oh,
happiness. Or have I just completely got this wrong? Are you like emo girl?
no, I there's definitely moments
Hmm.
where I'm very sad. Like I I even at one point after finding out the news that some of my friends had passed away, I distinctly remember lying in the backyard and it was raining and I just lay there for what must have been like 2, 3 hours, just
Hmm.
lying. The rain was hitting me. And I remember my housemates coming out and being like, you good? Like, do you wanna come in?
An
So I'm not
umbrella.
always like bubbly, happy Laura.
Hmm.
Um, but I also think the fact that I'm so sure that what I'm chasing is what I want to be chasing helps me be happier. Is that? I don't know if that makes sense.
And I like people who are a little bit twisted inside as well, but they like they've got like different faces for like different moments. So we do musical comedy. Let's put a little nice. Well, I say let's do a nice question now, but it could be extra dark. I don't know. What type of musical comedy do we do?
Observational mostly and abstract or
Okay,
absurd.
and how do you go about writing your jokes? How do you think
Um,
of them, and how many times would you like try them on stage?
if it's a musical comedy joke, I will take my instrument, which is either the guitar, where I play one string, or I'll take my keyboard and I will play notes in an order. Like I'll just go in a 4 beat order, and then I'll sing over the top of it until I come up with something that I'm like, oh, that has legs. Is that a phrase that you guys use?
Oh, it's got legs.
It's got legs.
Yeah. We use that one.
Good.
Okay, so you wouldn't do like oh, what's it fucking called? Like where you just change the lyrics to a song.
No, I don't
You'd
like
make up
parody.
your own songs altogether.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of parody songs. I should be, and I want to be, and I support people who are, but
I
I'm
don't know why I've always found I've always looked at it thinking it's quite not easy, but you've got the beat there already.
yeah.
Like
I'm also really bad at singing songs correctly.
you
And
sing?
oh God, so terrible at it. Yeah, yeah, I changed the tune because the tunes in my head change. When I listen to a song, I hear like four different harmony parts anytime that I'm listening to a song. And so singing the correct tune is actually pretty tricky because I'm not sure which one of the four notes is the right one. Like I'll harmonize with the correct tune often, but
La di da di da. I don't know.
that was beautiful. Yeah.
I know. Well, I can't sing to save my life, but I do have. Do you know what? I'm actually gonna give myself more credit here. I now have three go-to karaoke songs. I
Hey.
know. First one is I want to be like you, Jungle Book.
Great one.
Thank
Yes.
you. Second one is Toy Dolls, Nelly the Elephant,
Cool. Okay.
and California Dreaming.
These are strong choices. Nice.
Because they're all quite similar monotone.
Yes.
And there's
Yeah.
bits you can sort of shout, like, I'm gonna actually do it, aren't I? It's like, well, I got down on my knees. I just love doing that bit, like, because I can't sing, but the fact that you change it makes them listen. I don't know,
Yeah.
I don't know why, but yeah, I am a whore for karaoke. I can't lie. Like,
I struggle with it because as like if you're a really good singer and you do karaoke, I get worried that people are going to go, "Oh, she's showing off." I'm not saying that I'm a really good singer. I'm just saying I don't I don't understand what to do in karaoke.
I mean, to be honest, like I said, I used to host a karaoke night. I used to have a pub. I used to host karaoke every Friday night, and I preferred the dog shit.
Yes, so do
If
I.
you're dog shit and you do it with passion, that is fine. But
Yes.
you can't be dog shit and just be like, I'm a Barbie girl in
Yeah.
a Barbie. Like that is, you're clapped. Like you got to have
Yeah.
like, doesn't matter how shit you are. So observation comedy. See, I'm swiftly moving this on, digging myself out. Observation comedy in music form. Could you give me an example?
Yeah. I'll do a short song. This one's called Life Advice with Laura. Don't cross the road unless the little green man tells you so. Dun, 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 dun. He's the only man you should trust.
Oops.
That's the song.
I like that. I mean, if you did Red Man, could it be against like Indians? I don't know.
I haven't heard that before.
Is it green and red? Is that like a universal thing?
As in the little green man and red man for the
Well, he's
walking.
he's quite a big man. Give the guy credit. You ain't got to punch down on the man. But
I'm just being accurate. I'm
is it? Presume it's green and red in Australia.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then that's
That's
universal enough,
universal.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's two
Completely,
places. That's universal.
it's completely up on the other side. Okay, so to be honest, yeah. So okay, one question I absolutely love asking: what has been your favourite moment on the stage?
On the stage.
Mm.
Ooh. Can it be a
You
future
can
moment?
sing, by the way. Don't like You're no.
Okay.
If you said to me, "I can't sing," and then you become my karaoke buddy, and you did that, I would be having a word.
See, this is the problem with karaoke. Because you can't, what do you say? You can't say I'm a good singer. You can't say I'm a bad singer. You just don't, I just don't do karaoke.
No, I'd say you'd benchmark yourself to like, okay, I'm good at karaoke level
Yeah.
because you could hold a note.
Yeah, I can hold a note.
Yeah, so if we did a ballad and you gave me like the long bit, I'd be annoyed.
We shouldn't do karaoke together,
I don't
Daniel.
think we will, to be
We
honest.
move on.
Yeah, I'm quite now strong against
100%.
this, to be honest. So, what has been your favourite moment on stage, and what time did we bomb the hardest?
Okay, I'm going to give you two favorite moments. One that's happened and one that I'm creating to happen. So it's a future moment that I'm looking
Okay,
forward
awesome.
to. Okay, so it's the 50th anniversary of the ANU Law Review, and it hasn't started yet. I walk out on stage and I
Mm.
see the theater. I see how big the stage is, and then I look around and there's like 50 other people with me, and I have this moment where I'm like, "Fuck, I want it to just be me." That like I was excited to do that with them, and I was proud of what we'd created. But I was like, oh, I want people to be coming to this theater and sitting in those seats and like wanting to see me do comedy like that. Ooh, ooh. And I think that's one of my favorite moments because it really sticks with me. And now here's a future one. On the 30th of January next year, I have booked out the same theater and I'm doing my solo hour, which is crazy
Um,
because it's so many seats, like a stupid amount of seats, and I'm just gonna have to work out how to sell the tickets to it.
I'm doing this back in Australia, yeah.
Yeah, but sorry, back in Australia. Um,
Okay.
yeah.
Have you
So
got an hour? How would I know this sounds such a stupid question to anyone who doesn't do comedy. Is your hour special going to be an hour?
yes, it
Like,
is.
so guys, an hour special is like the colloquial term for like a long ass time on stage by myself. Like people do hour specials, they're like 40 minutes long or like an hour 20, which is
Yeah.
ridiculous. I was speaking to a woman, a Belgian comedian, and she knows this Indian comedian who's massive in India, and his special is 3 hours long, non-stop. I was like,
That
that
is,
is too much.
yeah, your poor audience. Though there's that classic story about Billy Connolly who kept his audience captivated for 3 hours. So maybe he's good enough, you know?
Yeah,
I
but
haven't seen it.
do you know what? Fair enough. He truly might be, but Bill Connolly, he's the goat.
Oh
So
yeah. Yeah.
like that's
Like
yeah.
Meryl Streep. Yeah.
Okay. So what would you say the best thing about being in the comedy world is? And what's the worst thing?
Um, I think the best thing is the people and the worst thing is the people. No,
Oh,
no, I think the best thing is um yeah, the people and the way that it changes how you look at the world. Like if anything bad happens to you, instead of going like you focus on a bit, you go, "Oh, that sucked." But you
yeah.
also go, "Can I turn this hurt into something that will make other people laugh?" And I think that's a really positive spin to
100. I think comedy is cheap therapy, and
yeah,
people usually get into it at like their. Well, I got into comedy at like the lowest moment in my life, and like, do you know
a
what I
lot
mean,
of people do.
end up
Yeah.
banging. So, and people being the worst as well, as in,
Oh, just um it can be tricky as a female comedian sometimes, just around drunk men. Um and
what's
there's
things you would
lots
notice being a female, being a lady.
of lady.
Don't know why asking that question made me nervous there. As I'm about to go on some random taboo topic here. It's very safe. What things would happen to a woman in the female comedic world that I, as a male comedian, would not even notice?
I don't know about not notice. I genuinely don't know what you guys see and what you don't see. I'll give you some examples of stuff that's happened to me though. My very first gig that I was telling you about, I walked into the backstage room and the first thing that I was asked was which of the guys back there I was going to sleep with. I'm
Well,
now good mates with all of those guys. They were trying to make a joke and just like missing the mark, which they often do. Yeah, but not a great experience for a young female comic who didn't understand.
yeah, especially yeah, like first ever time, and
And it's also just not funny as well.
no, there's
Another example, I was taking a photo on stage and another comedian started caressing my ass, which is a tricky one because it's hard to go, hey, do you know where your hand is? And I wasn't brave enough to say it.
that's
Another
fucked.
one, drunk comedian backstage got real handsy right before I went on stage, which is another tricky one because like you're backstage, you don't want to be too loud because you're about to go do comedy. But also you don't want him to feel like he can touch you like that or that it's okay that he is.
Obviously, yeah, like
Yeah.
oh, yeah. Sorry about that. That's like that's fucked.
Yeah, and it's not just me, and like that's three examples, and there's definitely worse ones out there. Um, yeah,
What's
it's
some bad ones you've heard? I'm not making you a poster girl for this. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not okay. Like if I'm just
yeah.
genuinely just because I got taught one on by Alice Frick who runs Laughing Labia, and it's if the like the comedian after you is a woman, like don't end your set say like shitting on an ex girlfriend or shitting on a woman, because then the audience will then have that alternative hatred persona for the
Ooh,
next female act. And I was like, you know what? Never even considered that.
yeah, that's so interesting.
So he's like, you know what? I'll take that with me. And in fact, I actually like my ex girlfriend was. I won't say names, but basically, I was with her for 2 years, pregnant, and I found out 39 weeks pregnant. The kid wasn't mine, and
Oh,
he was like, no, that was my like low moment in life. Like painted my spare room, did a nursery, paid for everything. Not my kid,
yeah.
like and all that. But and I was like, so I did a bit of a like, oh, my ex girlfriend was a cunt, all that. And it was like, and I tried to turn it funny, but the juice weren't worth the squeeze. And I was talking to her, she was like, the comedian after you, if they're a woman, all you've done is shit
Is
on women.
yeah.
But I weren't doing it about all women, but the
No.
audience would then create that persona,
Yeah, that's so
that
interesting.
mindset. So yeah,
Um,
you've got to be aware and stuff. So what's the worst thing you've heard then?
I don't know if I want to go through the worst thing that I've
No,
heard.
that's cool, dude. That's
Yeah.
absolutely fine then.
I think what I'll say instead, and this is one that I don't know if I'm alone in saying this, and so that's why I'm going to say it. I'm often asked to post about the gigs that I'm doing and about where I'm going to be, but I'm a solo female traveling comedian, and I'll be going through like towns by myself and these gigs by myself. And I have quite a few men who follow along and who show up at gigs. And it's a very uncomfortable and often unsafe feeling situation. And I don't know if the people who are aware of that are asking me to post these gigs and then are getting mad at me for not posting heaps, I understand that it's actually a bit of a safety consideration for me when
I
I'm
feel that.
trying not to post as much. Just while I'm traveling solo and doing these things solo.
I,
Um,
I, I just don't get it, dude. Honestly, and yes, I'm glad I don't get it, and I'm so sorry this truly happens to you. But I always refer to these guys as just like they're bad seamen. Genetically, they're just immoral people. It's like guys who heckle, no, not guys who catcall. What is truly the success rate? Or people sending their penis pictures. What is truly the success rate of if I send this to 100 women, how many is this going to be a positive experience? Because there must be, like, say, 1 in 1,000, it must work. And
I don't know. It's never worked with me,
and
so don't try.
I meant like receiving them as a joke. Like I've never done that in my life. But like like following like, because obviously their intention is so evident. Like,
Yeah,
oh, can I know where you are next Friday, 7 o'clock, please? Because I'm going to bump into you. Like, bro, that's collapse.
yeah. And in general, I wouldn't like to tell them that, but because I'm living quite a public life
Yeah.
as a comedian posting about gigs, like they know where to find me.
Hmm. Is it like is there anyone who like gig with you and shit? But we spoke about this stuff like unless you want to keep on going on about it. Like I
No,
feel like we've gone down this rabbit hole a little bit.
yeah.
So how would you deal with? Okay, I'm going to do a lovely little segue transition. I'm going to meet you in the middle then. How would you deal with a heckler who was being over boisterous or shouting stuff?
Yeah, so that's what next year is going to be about. My next show is going to be called You Can Heckle, but only when I say. And the idea is that during the show, the lights are going to go green, and anytime the lights are green, the audience is allowed to heckle. And if they heckle me when the lights are not green, they get a penalty card, which is like a yellow card, and then sent to the sin bin, which is a chair in the corner facing away from the stage.
Okay,
Um,
I don't. My juices are flowing now. And could you relate that to if it goes green? Like I don't know. Like only walk on the road when it's a little green man. Can any little green men out there now? I don't know, little man syndrome. I don't know. I like a bang. Okay. Do you think in the comedy world right now you can joke about anything, or should there be topics that should be stayed away from?
um, I personally think that there are topics that cause more harm than good, even when they're really well done jokes. I do think that the comedian that I've listened to the most about this, and what I'm about to say is crazy. I realize this, but I
That
read his book and I thought he talked about it really well.
who's the
Um,
comedian?
Jimmy Carr talks about his rule when it comes to making jokes. And his rule is if the audience trusts that you as a person don't believe the thing that you're saying, then it's safe for you to say it. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that, but I think if you're a comedian, you need to have a rule for yourself about why you're allowed to say certain material. And I like that Jimmy Carr has a rule for himself, even if I don't always agree with the things that he says on stage.
Yeah, okay, I wholeheartedly agree with that. So, I believe there's no such thing in life as punching down.
Okay.
I think you can joke about anything you want, but I think the juice needs to be worth the squeeze.
Interest. Yeah.
the laugh because I said, I've got so many great, and I'm not just hyping myself. So many great black, gay, trans, Muslim jokes. I have loads, but I'll never say them on stage because of the persona I give off, and the juice will not be worth the squeeze of me saying them. So instead, what I do is I've got Muslim mates, black mates, trans mates, and I'll send them the joke.
Yeah, I
Be
love
like,
that.
dude, I think this is funny. Try it, like, you know, go bomb on
Yeah.
stage with it.
Have
Like,
they tried it out?
yeah, they have, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's one. That's a lie, actually, because I do a. Okay, that's actually a lie. Okay, I do joke about every single one of them, but it's misdirection comedy.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
So I'll give you an example. Like my favorite is my favorite clothes right now, and I end it with, um, I'll be honest, I am against gay marriage. There you go. You instantly think I'm a piece of shit, don't you?
Yep.
Instantly, beautiful. That's exactly what I want. And I'll tell you for why, Laura. When a man and a woman get married, a woman's workload increases by 6 hours a day, and a man's workload decreases by an hour a day. This is why gay men always look fantastic. They've always got the extra time to do their hair, go gym. It's not fair on us. Actually, I tell you what, if I sucked enough dick, I might be able to get myself a girlfriend. Love it.
Because the extra time.
The extra
Nice.
time. Yeah, and then I finally tag it with, um, I had a gay guy in my gig last night who got up and called me a cunt. It didn't bother me though because he doesn't know anything about them. If he called me a dick, I would have taken it personally. Like, so it looks like I'm going to offend everyone because obviously I'm not against gay marriage,
Yeah.
but like, I have the persona where you could think I might be.
Yes, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I definitely, and I think knowing your own persona is so important so that you know how you come across on stage so that you don't do harm. I think that comedians shouldn't do harm. And I think in order to not do harm, you need to be across what your persona is and how the audience is going to take what you say.
100. But I will say, when it comes to, I do think in comedy, it is a complete bashing of creativity, free flow. It can't be censored. But if you say something, you have to stick by it.
Uh, yes, though if you said it 20 years ago, I think it's fair to go, I was a different person and I've learnt and I'm a better person now.
I know, I agree with it because people evolve in time. Like if
Yeah.
I remember, like some of the things like my dad used to say, just in his normal language every day, it would just be it'd be sickening to think if he was to do that nowadays. And
Yeah.
yeah, it'd be truly shocked. Oh, I got a fun one. So you've been doing it 3.5 years. What is one joke you've written and you thought at the time this is amazing, and you look back and you think, why the hell did I think that was funny?
Um, well, the problem is that I edit them, and so none of them resemble like the first version of them. So I'm not
Right.
trying to remember any of the first versions. But I do think that looking back in another 3 years, I look at the jokes that I'm telling nowadays and go, Laura, what do you do? Oh, here's one. Um, I okay, it's before a song, and I go, I'm excited to say that I recently quit my job. The
Hmm.
audience usually cheers, yeah. And I go, thanks, 36 months ago. Now it's a funny joke,
That's good.
yeah, but it's so done. Like I've heard so many comedians do versions of it. So I think that's an example of one where I'm like, Laura, you can do better.
Do
Um,
you feel guilty by doing low hanging fruit sometimes?
I do think that the audience appreciates low hanging fruit every now and then. Like
Hmm.
I've got a dick joke that I do, that goes down well because the audience is like, okay, yeah, we'll do some dicks. Yeah.
Give me your dick right now.
The dick joke? Oh, it's quite audience interactive.
I'm
um,
here.
okay, all right. Give me 2 seconds. I need to grab a prop.
Don't get the strap on.
Here we
Well, I found that funny.
go. Yeah, you're lucky I didn't hear it. All right.
You're gonna go get your strap on.
Okay.
Dick
Am I
joke.
holding
Gone.
a picture of a sheep or a boulder?
Sheep.
You think sheep?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. It's a cock.
Yep.
That's the dick joke. Yeah.
Why are all penises always universally in the media circumcised?
Great question. I think because it's harder to draw than with foreskin.
I don't think that picture took a lot of time.
I didn't draw it. I got a mate to.
It's- Please don't tell me you paid something for that.
No, no. I just asked in a bar, and some guy was very happy to oblige.
Honestly, Laura, I want you to redo that, but with an uncircumcised penis.
Okay,
Because that is not spoken about enough.
deal.
That
Deal.
is male genital mutilation.
Yeah, thank you for bringing it up. I'm so glad that we're talking about it now, giving it the space that it needs.
Okay. You did say sort of, you wanted comedy to be your life. What truly do you want out of comedy?
Ooh, I mean, I want to perform in this venue. I want to write a book, a
Okay.
comedy book, and have people laugh at it. I want to commentate the Olympics, and I want to also be the host of a competition TV show. That sounds fun. I'd like to be on Taskmaster Australia. What else? Oh, I want to be on Stuart Goldsmith's podcast. That's a dream. I think he's a funny man. And I got to meet Adam Bloom. That was on my list of
Cool,
comedy goals.
dude.
Yeah, and I want to get funnier at comedy, but unfortunately that one's not tangible. So I'm not super sure how to measure it.
I do always find that, like, yeah, how do you, there's no metrics in place. Because some material you do one night could bomb the next night. Like,
Yes.
there's no rule to do it. And I think it's just time, it's just experience. And yeah, I think one thing that I've did learn is I can't become emotionally attached to a joke.
No, yeah.
Like sometimes I've done jokes and they haven't worked, and I was like, but I find it funny. It just hasn't worked, and there's like, I'll keep it for me, but yeah, just got to retire it. Okay, Laura, I'll end it with this, and I always ask this question every time. What advice would you give to a new comedian who's never done comedy before, who's thinking about it? It's Laura 3 years ago. What advice would you give her? Oh, and
Okay.
you can't say Nike, just do it. You can't say
Oh,
just
okay.
do it.
That was gonna be it.
It was, weren't it? Yeah. Everyone bloody says that.
Yeah, because they should.
Hmm.
Okay, here's my advice. Get comfortable watching yourself because you and your memory won't be necessarily accurate on how you did that night. Often it'll be meaner to you than is actually fair. Um, and re-watching back the video will help you figure out how to be funnier and get funnier as a comedian, and also to trust that you are actually funny because you'll get to re-watch those videos then, and also get to compare. Like I recently watched a video of some of my first ever stuff and my more recent stuff, and it's nice to see that I am getting funnier. Um, yeah, I think that's my advice: is get comfy watching yourself, record your sets, and just do it.
Just so there you go. You had to tag it at the end.
I can't leave it out.
Yeah. So I know the ones some ones I got told, and I try and bring them up so everyone can hear them. When you watch yourself play back on the video, watch it first time round with no sound and just watch your body language.
Oh, that's in. I'm writing that down. Thank you. Sweet.
And the one Ali Woods told me, then after that, watch it on times two speed because you'll hate the sounds of your own voice, which completely agree with. Right, Laura, it's been absolutely amazing. Thank you for ever so much coming on. And yeah, best of luck. Okay. Oh no, no. Treasure, how would you rate yourself in comparison to last year doing the Fringe?
Oh,
Now, I'm patting myself on the back for that one.
yeah, no, good question. I've definitely improved.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say if last year was a D plus, this year is a C minus.
2 out of 10.
Oh, boo.
No, you've gone
Numbers.
Aussie Landy.
Okay, if last year was a
And we
one,
use numbers in this country now because we're fucking ridiculous.
Australia doesn't know what numbers are. Um, if I was to rate it out of 1 to 10, I would say last year I was a 1.75 and this year I'm a 2.03.
I mean, that's low.
Well, I've got a lot of growing to
No, I
do.
love no, I love that. I love the humble bit of it. I love the humble bit of it. True, no, like you just got a lot of respect from me from that great answer.
Oh,
Because yeah, if anyone ever called themselves a 10, they're instantly a prick. Like,
The Edinburgh Fringe, though there are people that I think are tens. Yeah,
yeah, but if they rated themselves a 10, then
I support people understanding where they are in life. You know, if they are a 10 and they say they're a 10, pop off, queen, pop off.
Slay Queen.
Yeah.
You do the click when you do that as well. Slay. Dude, I had a girl who worked for me. Her name was Nova May. She's a singer. She's like really blown up, and she basically every other thing I said, she always told me off because I was subconsciously just not thinking like. And
Yeah.
then I once said something, and she's like, "Oh, Slay Queen." I was like, "Oh, I got one from you." Like it was like such like a badge of honor to
That's
be
it.
to be a Slay Queen. To be Slay Queen was like an honor. Laura, thank you ever so much for coming on, dude. I really appreciated it.
Thanks for having on me. Thank you.
Cheers. Best of luck at the Fringe and in Aussie land.
Cheers.